Today is March 23rd, 2026. The time is 5:17 p.m. This is a Board of Assessment Appeals meeting, room number 2. This is Neil Fink. So, welcome. I'm Neil Fink. You know, I'm one of 9 members of the Board of Assessment Appeals. I have before me Robert Russo, who's going to be representing a number of appeals. You're an officer of the court, so I don't need to swear you in today. So we will begin with appeal number 818, 390 Harbor Road. The time is 5:19 p.m. 5:19 p.m. The homeowners, Benjamin Gray and Charlotte LeBoyer. That sounds like the value of $5,084,445. You're requesting a reduction to $4 million. Is that correct?
We're going to revise that to $3.8 million because that's what our appraisal came out at.
$3,800,000. Okay.
And I have an affidavit from Benjamin Gray, the owner of 390 Harbor Road, authorizing me to be here with you today.
Okay. Oh, that wasn't in the packet.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm also going to give you a copy of the appraisal from Eileen de Bonaventura.
Okay.
Showing $3.8 million.
Oh, okay. She does a lot of her own.
She does.
Okay. So I'll have you sign that.
We do.
Okay. 23rd.
I think Eileen did a great job with the comps. There's a lot of deferred maintenance on the property, and
here it is.
Yeah, we do.
The amount. Okay.
There we go.
Okay. Okay. So just make a note that we have the appraisal report. Okay. So deferred maintenance. Okay.
Property's also got a dangerous condition where it's on the top of the hill, so entering the main road from the driveway is actually quite dangerous. And it's a congested road because it's right up the hill from the yacht club.
Okay.
Only other point but beyond the comps, which are in the appraisal, is the entire house are the triple track windows.
Mm-hmm.
Those very old, inefficient windows.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's all for that one.
Okay. This
Clips as they come.
yes, they're like a rare commodity.
Yeah, I know you guys don't have as many as you think, whereas my assistant goes kind of nuts with them, so I can certainly share as we go.
Yeah, actually. Okay, so later when I have time, I'll put the comps into my spreadsheet so I have them.
Okay, great.
For when we do our deliberations. Okay, so that concludes appeal number 818 at 5:20 p.m. Next, we have appeal number 819. The time is 5:23 p.m. This is 106 Hollow Tree Circle. The owners are Brian Rue. Am I pronouncing that?
Rue, I believe.
Rue, and Brian and Megan Rue. the town fixed value of $1,353,100. The asking for a reduction to $1,185,000, and I actually have the appraisal report here already.
It's a Danny Bull appraisal. He was quick this year on his.
Okay.
I have an affidavit from Brian Rue authorizing me to be here today.
Okay.
I think when you look at the appraisal, you'll find Danny has solid comps.
Okay. Let's see if I have any. I did go through all these before. I had a couple of questions on one or two of them. I didn't know if I had any questions on them. Nope. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, I think that's okay. Is there anything particular you wanted to point out on this one? No? Okay. Okay, so that is appeal number 819. The time is 5:24 p.m. Next is appeal 820. The time is 5:25 p.m. You have an affidavit for this one, I assume?
I do. It's an affidavit.
Okay,
from
wait, you know what? I forgot to have you sign this.
Most parties, so this is like my 70th. Most didn't have.
Oh, no,
me
we did
sign more
sign.
than once.
Or was it this one?
Some didn't have me sign it at all. Some had me sign it once for the meeting.
Oh, my understanding is I'm supposed to have your signature on everything.
Either way.
But, yeah, just to be sure.
Sure.
It's not like it's an involved signature.
Yeah.
Challenge with, signing 100 things a day is your signature devolves to that.
Yeah, mine was kind of a dribble as well. This was 818. Add that together. Okay, so now go back to 820. So let's just get a signature on 820 so I don't forget. Okay. So you have
I have an affidavit from
Affidavit,
Lawrence Foley,
right.
the owner of 926 Holmes Farm Road.
okay. So yeah, I didn't read this information in for the record here, I guess. Yeah, 926 Pulse Farm Road, Lawrence and Megan Foley. The town fixed value of $2,431,100. Asking for a reduction to $1,680,000. And Mr. Russo has an appraisal report.
I do not have an appraisal.
Oh, you do not? Oh, I
No.
thought you did. Okay,
What I
sorry.
brought you is some photos of the outside so you can understand the condition.
Okay.
Admittedly, I was not able to convince anyone to go in the home because it is derelict. No one has lived in it in over 20 years.
Oh, okay.
We believe that the value here is the land. We are not challenging the land value that the town came up with.
Okay.
But the the improvements have been valued at $800,000, and they're not worth much. That house would fall over if you and I pushed it.
Right. Okay. Let's see here. Where's my portal thing here. Oh, well, I have the card here. Okay.
Yeah, it's just, I said, I tried to get several family members, and they have an employee, and they were all like, no, we're not going in there. It's not watertight, it's not heated. Okay, fine.
Later. There's only a couple of pages here. All my numbers on these. Okay. Value requested. Land only. Okay. Make sure I'm on the right one.
820.
Yeah, okay. So the 1.68 is actually a little bit more than
Well, I
what
assume
the
you've gotta-
actual land value.
Yeah, you've got to give the structure a tiny bit, but
Right,
it's,
right.
it's a tiny bit.
Right, okay.
I can't, given the fact that it's not a whole farm, I can't imagine anybody's going to buy it for anything other than a knocking down.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's,
Looks like matchsticks at the moment.
yeah, it's sort of a shame that somebody let a nearly
got a-
5,000 square foot house
It's got
fall
a
into
screwy
that
history
condition.
where the Taft School owned it for a while. It
Oh,
looks
I saw
like,
that.
Looks like
Yeah.
the Foley's bought it off the school as a favor. But they don't live far away, but they live like a 5-minute walk away. They're not contiguous, so, you know.
Sorry. The internet connection. Can be able to pull up the field card.
I have the field card if you want.
No, I do have for that. It's just, if we wanted to look at anything else. But okay, so that concludes number 820. The time is 5:30 p.m. Next we have 821 at 5:31 p.m. 1201 Oldfield Road, Douglas and Nicole Metchick. The town placed a value of $1,127,800, requesting a reduction to $1,050,000. Fine.
And I have an affidavit from Douglas Metchick, being the legal owner of the property located at 1201 Oldfield Road, authorizing me to be here. I do not have an appraisal, but I have 3 comps.
Okay.
And field cards for each comp.
Okay.
First comp is 131 Sasko Hill Road. It's a short distance from there, but it is, it is a more exclusive address. It sold September 22nd, 2025 for $1.1 million.
2005, or you said
2025.
25. Okay.
Yeah. That's it. It is 3,749 square feet, which is nearly double the size of the current property. It has a similar lot size. And that went for only $50,000 more than we are asking $27,000 less than what the town arrived at. And it's a substantially bigger home on a street with more cachet.
Okay.
The next comp is 826 Oldfield Road. 826 Oldfield Road sold for $805,000 in July of 2024. It is also, well, this one is slightly bigger at 2,900 square feet as opposed to 2,200 square feet.
Okay.
The lot is 0.22 acres as opposed to 0.29 acres. But I mean, it sold for $805,000, which is considerably less than we're asking for, and it's a bigger house.
Right.
Final comp, 74 Westford Drive, sold in November of 2025 for $1 million.
1117 25. Okay.
It is slightly smaller at 2,009 square feet, but it is newer. Looking at those three comps, we think our request is reasonable.
Okay. One. Yeah, once you and stuff is a little weird. One of these all like unqualified sales.
Yeah, but they've started marking sales as unqualified that I don't get. Like, I don't know this one specifically because I didn't do it, but we do.
Oh, it's
More-
because it went to a. Yeah, there's something odd about this one because it was
But we have clients that
sold to a builder and then.
right. We have clients
To a
that bought a
homeowner.
home on Harbor Road, and it's listed. And I did their tax appeal Saturday, and it was listed as an unqualified sale. And like, I had to talk the client off the ledge because what does this mean? Like, it was listed, we bought it. You know, it wasn't a foreclosure, and I'm confused because usually I understand an unqualified sale is you bought it from your parents, you bought it through a foreclosure, or you bought it from a neighbor, it wasn't listed. But they're using it for more than just that.
Right. But something's odd about it because it dropped from 1.75 in 23 to 1.1 in 25. So
it's not a typical Sasko
yeah,
Hill.
I mean the market, Sasko Hill market didn't drop.
No, and I mean, my office is at 10 Sasko Hill, so I drive by that. It's not a typical Sasko Hill home. It looks more like it should be on Oldfield Road, frankly.
Right.
So it's but.
Okay. I just
Yeah.
pointed out. I noticed it. Okay, so that concludes 8:21 at 5:38 p.m. We have number 814. The time is 5:38 p.m.
We're not doing bad time-wise, which is good, because that's my younger brother.
Okay.
Yeah,
and again, you guys accommodated me with the time.
We're lawyers that have to go all the time. We're used to it.
I don't know why I can't remember the date, no matter how many of these I do.
Are we your only two today?
I have a couple of like just individual homeowners after this one. So number 814, 2087 Fairfield Beach Road, Jessica and Jeffrey Wheeler. The town appraised the property at $2,170 I'm sorry, $2,170,088, asking for reduction to $2 million.
I have an affidavit from Jeffrey Wheeler, the legal owner of 2087 Fairfield Beach Road, authorizing me to be here with you today.
Okay.
I do not have an appraisal. The Wheelers bought the property in November 2024 for $2 million, the number we seek.
Right. Yeah, I had a note here kind of wondering why the value hasn't gone up at all. And
We don't. If anything, they overpaid a little bit in the market mania that we believe has cooled a bit in the last year. Not the market, but the mania has cooled a bit in the last year. And I think I've got two fairly solid comps that demonstrate this. As I'm sure you know, living in town, Fairfield Beach Road is a road of very different properties, right? You have some homes that are very grand, and you have some homes that are very narrow.
Right.
And the Wheeler's house is more like a tower than it is like a single-family home.
Mm-hmm.
It's on a very small lot of land, and it's very narrow as it goes up. I think two very interesting comps here are is 2015 Fairfield Beach Road, which is an older sale, but it's right next door. And this is February 2024. It sold for $1,516,000.
Okay.
And it is only it is less than 200 square feet smaller than my client's property.
Okay. This is 2015.
Right.
Fairfield Beach. Okay, so that was February 14th.
I also think another comp that's very relevant. I'll just stop talking. Let you get through that one first.
1516. Yeah, usually I'm able to paste this stuff right in from the field card, but the internet connection is not cooperating with me. 516. Okay.
It's a weird price, I agree, but
yeah, you never know.
that much less busy. The other comp is 1037 Fairfield Beach Road, which 1037 Fairfield Beach Road closed in December of last year, December 2025,
What's that?
at $1.795 million.
December 2nd. Okay. 2025. Okay, so a little bit, like 2 months after the
right.
development.
1.795. It's 300 and change. It's almost 400 square feet smaller than my client's, but at 1,037, it's in a significantly better part of the beach. Right, that's almost 5 minutes closer to town. That's the area of the beach that's higher, that's less flood prone.
Right.
You're in the residential pocket. You're not at the kids at the beginning or the kids at the end.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So I would argue the Wheelers probably overpaid a little bit, and that 2 is where the value has held with us.
Okay. And so 2015, Fairfield Beach was significantly less. I mean, it's a year earlier, but.
But even the one in the 10,000, in the 1,000 block, which is, went to contract probably around the time of the reval.
So, yeah, I mean, it's a little tiny bit smaller. Pretty comparable. Okay. All right. So that's appeal number 814. The time is 5:43 p.m. Next we have 8:15. The time is 5:44 p.m. This is 1111 Pequot Avenue. Owner is the Fred Eagle Group, care of the Parado Law Firm. Okay.
And we're going to revise the appeal amount
Okay.
to 3.9 million, which is 100,000 less than we filed for.
Sorry, you said how much?
3.9.
Yeah, the official.
Yep.
Okay.
I have an affidavit from John Gare, the sole member of the Spread Eagle Group LLC, the legal owner of the property at 1111 Pequot.
Okay.
And I have an appraisal from Paul Isolda showing the value of 3.9.
Okay.
I think Paul did a very solid job on this one. He's got comps that are all right down there near 1111 Pequot.
I'm not here. This one. It's funny. I looked this one up online, and the appraisal was in the file.
Really?
No, I'm sorry. I'm on the wrong page.
I'm like, I don't think
The
I've had this
appraisal was
appraisal
not
in
in
my
the file.
possession.
No, I'm on the. I didn't split pages. Okay.
This is one of the appraisers I had to chase to get the work done.
So this is appraisal report. Who did this one?
Paul Isolda
Okay.
at Baldwin Pearson.
Okay. Okay. So we've got comps from 97 Southgate Lane, 989 Pequot, and 141 Southport Terrace. Okay. Okay, so yes, the Southgate Lane's a very recent sale. I'm finally online. Thanks. 989 Pequot. Let's see. Okay. Pull these in and then we can talk about those if there's anything significant. Okay. Then they have their adjusted values on here, I guess. A little bit more. Adjustment for the pool, unfinished basement. Okay. Anything else
That's
specific
it.
about the property you
No.
want to mention? Okay. All right. Got roof number 815 at 5:49 p.m.
And brings us to our last one,
Oh,
8:16.
8:16. The time is 5:48 p.m. Scribble on there. Okay, so this was 816 Mine Hill, or 1041. 1041 Mine Hill Road. Christian Saska is the homeowner. Town placed a value of $4,768,400. Asking for a reduction to $4,320,000.
I have an affidavit from Christian Saska, the legal owner of 1041 Mine Hill Road, authorizing me to be here. I do not have an appraisal. My primary issue is with the land valuations.
Okay.
It seems that the properties in Greenfield Hill that have larger pieces of land, like this one, which is 5.4 acres,
Mm-hmm.
the land tends to get overassessed in that instance. The two comps that I have for you, the first is 125 Brett Lane, which 125 Brett Lane sold in November of 2025. It sold for $2,337,000, even though it has, two buildings on it with a total of 9,300 square feet, which is just about where we are. It's 4.5 acres.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all in good shape, but it only went for 2,337. Now it's a bit further north, and you get north of the Merritt, and you're going to take a price deduction. The
Right.
other one that I think is really important because it is south of the Merritt, and it is ultimately a 5-minute walk. Well, 5-minute walk up a steep hill from the suspect property is 680 Old Academy. 680 Old Academy sold in April 2024 for $4.75, which is the amount the town has the subject property appraised at, or close enough to it. But 680 Old Academy is 6.5 acres. That's 1.1 acres larger than the subject property.
Mm-hmm.
It is two separate structures that are over 8,000 square feet combined. It is functionally two houses. But the town valued the land on this property at only 1.6. Even though it's an extra 1.1 acres, the town valued the land at 1.6, whereas it valued the land on my client's property at 1.52. They really only tacked on an extra $90,000. For an extra $90,000, they tacked on 1.1 acres to 680.
The subject property is it actually
5.4 acres.
Yeah. Is it one parcel or is it
It's
two
one parcel, as I understand. It's one tax parcel.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to do with the neighborhood adjustment. 'Cause
Right.
they're at a 1.5, and then you look at
680 Old Academy.
this one here, Brett Lane, is 0.95.
Right.
Yeah.
But 680 Old Academy is the same
So
neighborhood.
that's at 57,
Right.
neighbor at 57, but Old Academy is the same neighborhood, right?
I mean, it would be easier to walk from Old Academy to Mine Hill because it's down the hill.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a 5-10 minute walk back.
That's at 1.5, but then
In
they've
a car,
got a
it'd take you 90
condition.
seconds. Right.
They have a condition adjustment. There must be wetlands or something, or there's an easement on a portion of it. Yeah, this is 6 acres, but there's 4.5 acres with some kind of easement. So
Right away.
they knocked off half.
Right.
So that kind of
I
throws
just-
it off.
Yeah, I just think that is a high number for 5.4 acres.
Right.
I mean, functionally, you know, in that section of Greenfield Hill, it's 2 building lots. And I don't think we can justify over $800,000 a building lot at this point.
Okay.
And that's all I have.
All right. Well, great.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate
That
it.
concludes 8:16 at 5:55 p.m. The time is now 5:55 p.m. I have before me Chris Russo, who is going to be representing a number of homeowners on appeals. Mr. Russo is an attorney, so we will waive the need for the swearing in oath as an officer of the court. So the time is now 5:57 p.m. We'll begin with appeal number 745, 2149 Fairfield Beach Road. The owner is 4050 Whitney Avenue, LLC. The town placed a value of $1,630,604, and they're requesting a reduction to $1,400,000. Is that all accurate?
Yeah, well, yes, and then the other
Okay.
issue is that this is actually 2 pieces of property.
Okay.
Fairfield Beach Road. So here, I'll give you the affidavit
Okay.
first. Here, the affidavit.
Okay. All right. So Mr. Russo is presenting an affidavit that he has the permission from the homeowner to represent them. I'm just going to ask you to sign here. Oops. Do you have a pen or you need a pen? Yeah.
Start up right here. If not, yeah, I do.
All
All right.
Oh, you have a little more of a signature than your brother. Okay, so
What I will,
so this is actually 2.
it's 2149 and across, but that it's joined under this recent assessment. But to that effect, what I will give you is the deed with the legal description that shows, and this is how this property's been transferred. There's a legal description that says first piece 2149 Fairfield Beach Road, and second piece 2150 Fairfield Beach Road.
Okay.
So one's across the street from the other, but they have been sold as separate pieces. And so I think the merging of them was not accurate on this one. I know there's some properties on Fairfield Beach Road where people have merged them together, but this is not one of them. It's been sold as 2 separate
Okay.
pieces.
So they're taxed separately?
They were taxed separately up until this year. First year,
okay.
they had been taxed separately.
So now they should be taxed together?
Or no, I think they should
No.
be taxed separately.
Okay.
I don't think they should have been merged.
Okay. And have you brought that to the attention of the assessor's office?
I'm doing it with this appeal, and then,
Okay. Okay.
yeah, I'll follow
My-
up with them.
Yeah, my suggestion is that you do follow up with Ross in the assessor's office, because, like, this information, it's sometimes, we're hearing 900 some odd appeals,
Right,
and
right.
like, this information doesn't always make it back
Right,
to
that's
them
why I
in a
provided the
timely
deed.
fashion.
I provided the deed just so you had
Okay.
it, really.
Does the owner own both properties, or
He owns both properties,
Okay.
yeah, he owns both properties, but they're conveyed, if you look at the legal description, they've always been conveyed as separate
Okay.
pieces and not as one piece. Here's another one I'm gonna do, it's the same thing. Those are actually totally separate pieces, on the one I'm gonna get to, but for this one, the legal description shows us two separate pieces. So it's kind of hard to argue value when we're trying to say it's two pieces, kind of a little weird. But I did give some comps, and I came up with this sheet to just lay out some comps. This is an extremely small piece as far as what's across the street.
Sorry, just so I understand, is there a dwelling on both properties?
There's a dwelling on one side.
Okay,
and then the other side is vacant.
Okay.
The building, the dwelling that exists on the beach side is really small. What I did was, I gave you the field cards for each of these.
Okay.
But this piece is only got 1560 worth of living area, and its land is just under 3,000 square feet.
Okay.
And it's got a grade of B-,
mm-hmm.
the house. So I show two recent sales.
Okay.
One's 1255 Beach Road. It's a piece that is over 1,000 square feet bigger. The lot is almost 4 times bigger. And that sold for $323 in June of 2025. And then there's another one. There wasn't too many recent sales on Fairfield Beach Road and Pine Creek, so I couldn't find one that was kind of a similar situation. But this is 318 Pine Creek Ave. This one is almost 2,000 square feet bigger.
318 Pine Creek.
318 Pine, yeah. So it's another beach district.
That's
house.
The dwelling is that much larger, or the property?
The property's 13,840, so it's 4 and change.
Okay.
And the house itself is the amount of living area on the property, which is spread across 2 buildings, is 3,961, and that also sold for 3.2,
okay.
a little over 3.2. That's an A grade.
Okay.
And so they're properties that are significantly better, much more living area, particularly much more land, and they sold for 3.2. My client bought his property for 1.495.
Right.
So now it's up at 1.63, and I think it really is more aligned with being down with what we said. But again, it's complicated by this issue.
So the 1.495 was for both parcels together, or that was for
right,
one of the
well,
parcels?
well, it was because it was done.
It's confusing.
No, yeah, it was done in one deed.
Okay.
So they paid one sale price of 1.495 back in 2022.
Right. So the 1.4 that you're asking for is for the combined parcel.
Well, no, well, yeah. I mean, that's the tough part too. It's like if you split it, well, then we'd have to look and see what the values are if it gets split.
So is this one of the ones? Because I've seen some others like this. They have the house on one side of the road,
and
then like basically a parking, non-buildable lot on the opposite side of the road.
But we're gonna apply to build a house on the one across the street because again.
So it is big enough, and you can get a variance.
We have designs and a plan for it. Actually.
Okay.
But yeah, he never merged it together, and didn't do anything to merge it together. He always had the legal description of a separate. So what I did was I gave you the field card
for that.
For ours, and then the field card for the 2 comps.
Okay.
But again, it's tough because it had always been 2 separate pieces, had been considered 2 separate pieces, and now it's being valued as one. So it makes it a little tough to argue value. I mean, once it gets separated, then I think we could also revisit the value. But right now, it's really the question of, these should be separate lots.
Right. So there was an informal hearing on this, it looks like.
Yeah, the applicant.
And they didn't and
He
they
would have brought it up then. He
did bring it up, and they didn't fix it then.
I didn't fix it then, no, I guess not. You know, again, there's people on the beach who have
There's a
put
number
themselves
of people.
into one building lot. And
Right.
merged it, but he's not one of them. It shows on the legal description he's got two separate lots.
Okay.
So I'll give you this just because
All right.
I got all the comments.
Yeah, this is helpful. So let me just for these pages here.
There you go.
Yeah, I'll send a note on this one to the assessor's office, but I suggest that you're the homeowner also bring it to their attention because it's definitely going to be a confusing one for the committee.
Right, for the committee, yeah. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of Fairfield Beach Road people that.
Well, because I've seen a bunch.
I have another one on Fairfield Beach Road, the
right.
same thing.
I mean, I've seen a few that where they are completely separate lots, and I've seen some that are one, but nobody's raised the issue of it being wrong.
You know, the legal description, that's what I usually look to. Do they have it as one lot in the legal description, which, means that they consider it as one piece, or, does it have, like this one, it's got two separate neighborhoods.
Right. Okay. All right, so the time is 6:07. That concludes appeal number 745. Moving on to appeal 560 at 6:07 p.m. The address is 702 Sasko Hill Road. Brian and Monica McGrath. The town placed a value of $10,792,254. The ask is to reduce that to $7 million. Have to sign here. Okay. And this was helpful because you sent the comps in advance, so I have.
Yeah, and I have copies as well here, additional. So these are the ones I have on top. I also created this sheet again to kind of help go through it.
Okay.
So.
There were 4 in the file.
Yeah, I honed down into these ones for the purpose of going through it today.
Okay.
So this was a house. It was bought in 2020. My client's property was bought in 2020, September of 2020. It's a $5.25 million what he spent on it in 2020. So now it's at almost 10.8 million is what it's being appraised at. So it's increased. It's increased over 110% in its valuation.
Mm-hmm.
It's got just under 6,500 square feet of living area, and then it's got 2 acres of land, 87,000 square feet of land. On the card, its grade is E-, which I don't know if that's an error. I would think it's an error.
Why is that? You feel the grade should be lower?
Well, no, I think it should be better. E- to me, I think would be a really low, grade. But
E-.
Yes, E- is what it says. So I don't know if that's. I don't know if there's an error there.
It's
a nice house, but
right.
So E-, but you see, the grade is usually here. Grade 13, it says E-. So I don't know
if you want to fight that, it's going to move the other direction.
Well, but see, the funny thing is, so this is a 4-bedroom, 5-bath, 2.5 bath, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I looked at my first comp was 290 Sasko Hill Road. That is a house that has just over 8,000 square feet of living area. So it's got 1,500 square feet of living area more. It's the property itself is about 5,000 square feet less. It sold for $7 million in June of 2025, and that's an A+ grade. So it's a bigger house. It's got an A+ grade. It sold for $7 million, which is where we got this $7 million number.
Right.
And this one, it's got way more because it's got more, living area. Ours is a 4-bedroom, 5-bath. This is a 7-bedroom, 7-bath.
Right. Now, what's interesting here, I'm really curious what that you might feel about, because on the land, subject property has a 1.0 condition, and then this one they downgraded the land a little bit with a 0.9.
It's close.
Because of the location.
Was water views, which this is another water view. It's not a waterfront, it's a water view.
Right. I guess maybe their water view is compromised a little bit. It's also like, I don't know, they explained why. It's an unqualified sale. There was like a whole series of unqualified sales. I don't know. They don't tell you why.
Yeah, it's a trouble. Maybe it's a trouble zone. I don't know what happened.
But
even the next one,
it's like a trust or something, or something.
If you look at the next one too, so the next one's 640. This is a house. It's got way more living area. It's 13,597. It's also got way more lot area. It's 108. It's 109,000 square feet basically. Ours is only 87,000. So it's got significantly more lot area. This sold for $10,400,000 in April of 2025. That is an A+ house as well. So regardless, it's the highest grade of whatever our grade actually is. Right. This is the highest grade, and it's a 9-bedroom, 14-bath. It's huge. It also has a bigger outbuilding than ours. We have a 1-bed, 1-bath outbuilding. This has a 2-bedroom, 2-bath outbuilding. So, I think comparatively, when you look at, it's basically double the living area, and it's sold for $10,400. And our house already is appraised above $10,400. I just don't see how that's possible. It should be down considerably from this house, which again we think aligns with 290 Sasco and puts it at 7.
I know we're not representing 640 Sasco Hill here, but I'm curious how the house sold in April of 25 and appraised in October for $13.5 million.
So its appraisal got raised up.
Yeah.
It's sold for $10,400. It's way bigger, and it's way more land than we have. So I would think we would be considerably below it. And again, I think if you look at 290, which is a bigger house with a grade A+, we're going to be more in line with that one. And that's where I got the $7 million number that we're requesting.
Okay, where are we getting that land area from? Oh, because they've got 2 lots here.
Which one is this? So this is 640?
Yeah.
So they have
2.5 acres, I guess. But it got
1.75. Yeah, 1.8. Or no, wait. I'm sorry. Wait, I'm looking at the wrong.
That's a condition adjustment.
That's a condition. Size.
It's 87,000 plus 0.5. It's based. I don't know why they do it that way. It's 2.5 acres.
2.5 acres.
Yeah. So and the subject property is 2 acres.
Flat.
Okay. See if it's just attached. was there an affidavit on this one?
I submitted with the authorization with it.
You did, okay.
Yep.
So, because these were already in there.
Yeah, I had additional comments when I submitted in, but
I'm
for
just
the
gonna-
sake of honing in, I thought I'd trim it down.
Well, just because they have to scan all this in, so I'm not going to put the duplicates in there.
Okay.
Okay, so that concludes number 560 at 6:15 p.m. Moving on to 555 at 6:16 p.m. This is 250 Ruane Street. The owner is Jason Corsi. $1,105,600 is the town value. Asking for a reduction to $740,000. Okay, I'll just have you sign there quickly.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so I have the affidavit and representation.
Here's my.
Okay.
My.
Right, we have the
With the
3
comps.
comps, which you also had included.
Yeah, and I honed in on one here because it's a
Okay.
bit of a unique of a property. It's 250 Ruane. It's a 2-family, which
Okay, so
makes
this
it
one was not included actually originally.
101 Forest.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I
Oh,
want.
no, you did have 250 Ruane, sorry. Yeah, you did have, okay.
Yeah, that's the subject property. It's
Okay, yeah, so 101 Forest, is which you
Is the
did
comp-
not include on that originally. I
Yeah.
had 43 Helen, 197 Ruane, and 101 Hill.
right. Those are other 2 families. I think 101 Forest is it's a 2-family. It's sold in May of 2025 for $900,000. I know ours is a 2-family. It's on Ruane. The thing about Forest Ave, it's closer to the beach, and it's on a much more private road than Ruane. Ruane is kind of a little bit of a thoroughfare, particularly in that spot.
Street.
So the comp is a little under 500 square feet larger.
Mm-hmm.
The lot is about 1,000 square feet more in lot area. They both have similar grades, the buildings. They're both grade C. But so it's a bigger building, it's a slightly bigger lot, and it's sold for $900,000. And it's closer to the beach. So location-wise, it's much better. And so it only sold for $900,000. And so I would say we should be less than that. And again, we put in on our 740 based on that, again, we think it's not nearly as good of a 2-family in a lot as this one, which sold for $900K.
Okay.
And we submitted other 2-families. It's a little tricky to find 2-families around in this area.
Yeah, I actually was looking, and there's not
For
very
comp
many
sales.
that have sold. Yeah, because there aren't a lot in general.
There's not a
There's
ton
a
in general.
handful right in that neighborhood, like Ruane and Fox Street,
Right.
and stuff, but not a lot of sales.
Not a lot of recent sales. Helen Street was the other one, and I submitted that with it, but it really actually, it was under contract, I think, in October. It was certainly on the market in October, I believe.
Right, but that
Under
one,
contract in
I
October,
mean,
it
it's
sold in January.
a little bigger, and it did sell for. That sold for $350 in December of 24.
Right.
So.
But to me, this one was the closest I could find for a comp.
Okay. So that concludes number 555 at 6:20 p.m. Moving on to 556 at 6:20 p.m. This is 1387 South Pine Creek Road. The owner is SPC Properties, care of John Mace. Crown placed a value of $879,681, asking for a reduction to $625,000.
The affidavit on this.
And it looks like, okay, so I have the affidavit of representation from Mr. Russo. That one. I had the one comp that you included for French Street.
Yep. 1387. And I
had 86. This is 1387 South Pine Creek, and I had a comp you sent in for 86.
Yeah, I have two more for this one.
Okay.
That I have with it. Just so you know, and I'll show you here on this map. These next three are all kind of related to each other. They're owned by the same property owners.
Oh, okay.
They are extremely unique, particularly for this area. So the one we're talking about 1387 right now.
Mm-hmm.
So this is 1387 right here.
Okay.
1397 I think is the next one we have, and then this is 15 Pine Creek Avenue, which is the third one we have. These are multifamilies. So 1387 is a 3-family. This is a 4-family.
Okay.
And what it does is it uses this lot right here for parking for those two, because there's no parking on these properties.
Oh, okay.
So they use this as a parking lot for all the units that are in here.
What was the address of this one?
This one is 15 Pine Creek Avenue. So they're all kind of connected in together.
Got it.
But they are separate parcels. They get separate tax bills.
Got it.
So it's a little because there's not 3 families or 4 families down in this area really.
Mm-hmm.
But what I did was, I'll give this to you. So one of the other things that makes this unique is, and let me just pull my sheet so I can look at it with you.
Okay.
They're really small lots.
Right.
They're really small houses.
Right. Yep.
And they have all these units in
them.
them.
Yeah.
So 1387 has only got 1450 square feet of lot area, and it's got 3 units within that 1450.
Right. Well,
so basically,
no, the house is 1450. It's 2,800 square foot of lot.
2,800 square foot of lot.
Yeah, so it's like,
super
it's not even complying or non-conforming lot.
It's 1916 house. That's why there's C-. This one is a C- grade. So it's 3 bedrooms, 3 baths within 1,450 square feet of lot area. So basically, each of the units has its own bedroom and bathroom.
Right.
But it's 3 within 1,450. So it's hard to comp it. There's not a lot that's like it. I mean, it's such a tight lot. You can never expand out. Like you would have setback and coverage issues.
Right.
So you have this old house that, if you redeveloped, would only be on 2,800 square feet of land. So what I tried to do is look at single families that sold recently and lots that clearly sold to be redeveloped, which is 1249 South Pine Creek Road and 86 French Street. So what you could see on those is 1249 South Pine Creek Road. It's 7,220 square feet of land. It sold for $435,500 on November of 2024. The other one, 86, and that one's being redeveloped. It's actually currently on the zoning agenda. It's being redeveloped.
Okay.
for a proposal to turn it into a new single family, FEMA compliant single family. So they spent $435 on that one. 86 French Street sold.
That's even like almost 3 times the size of the
It's
lot.
3 times the size
tiny,
of the lot.
but still, like, still tiny, but.
Yeah, but still compared to this lot. The closest lot size one I could find was 86 French Street, which I had included in.
Right.
That was $2,250. So actually a little bit less than ours. And that sold for $565,000 in June of 2023.
Yeah.
You know, which I had to go back to 2023 because there just really wasn't much in the way of comps.
And that was a new house.
Well, what happened was it was bought in 2023, and you can see that on the field cards I submitted. Got bought in 2023. The house that was on it got demoed.
Right.
If you look at the building permit record, it got demoed in 2024, and now the new house got built in.
Right.
So essentially, when they bought it for the land, which was the $565 to then construct this new house on.
Right.
So I think when you look at, you know, this piece, if it would be bought, I think if somebody was redeveloping it, you're going to spend, you know, $435, $565.
Right.
Somewhere in that range for the house. Because the house itself, I mean, even the town, the improvements appraisal on this house is $61,500.
Right. They valued the land at $818.
Yeah, it's really all the values in the land.
Right, but that's compared to the $614 for French Street.
Right,
which is a different neighborhood, though. I'm not sure where French Street is.
French Street is just down. So this is Pine Creek, and then I think this is French Street.
Oh, so it's just on the neighborhood line.
Yeah, it's on the neighborhood. So it's down here. 86
Okay.
French Street is like down like a block
Okay,
over.
got it.
This borders both French Street and Pine Creek Ave, and then this is South Pine Creek Road. So it's it's extremely unique piece. One of the most unique I think I've had as far as a tax appeal.
Okay.
But it has a lot of inhibiting. I mean, like as a building, like it's got no parking. It relies on 15 Pine Creek Ave. It doesn't have its own parking.
Right.
It's not a FEMA compliant building.
Right.
So it's pretty limited.
Okay.
So that's 1387.
Okay. So,
The next one's 1397, which is going to have the same. But it is, just so you have it.
okay, yeah.
Remind yourself.
Okay, that concludes Appeal 556 at 6:29 p.m.
Do you want this with it? Do you want the
Oh, yeah, I can. Okay, moving on to 557 at 6:29 p.m. 1397 South Pine Creek Road. The owner is SPC Properties LLC, care of John Mace. The town placed a value of $930,781. They're asking for a reduction to $650,000. No. Okay.
Affidavit's on the top.
Affidavit.
And then it's all the same materials as the last
Okay.
So it's just a repeat argument. It's another multifamily. This one is actually a 4-family. Sheet here. So this is a 4-family. It's only got 50 square feet more than the other one, which is tight in living area, and it's got 4 bedrooms, 4 baths. So again, each person gets a bedroom and a bath. It's a 1912 house, grade C. So it's got a poor grade on the house. The lot is the exact same size. It's 2,800. It also has no parking on site. It relies on that 15 Pine Creek. I use the same comps for properties that were sold with old buildings on them, and then they were knocked down and they were redeveloped. And one sold, again, 1249 South Pine Creek Road, sold for $435,500. 86 French Street sold for $565,000. Again, the value on the building that the town has is, it's minimal. It's $112,600. All the value's in the land, and it's a very limited lot, 2,800 square feet.
Right.
So I did the same analysis as I did for the other one, and just think it's too high.
Okay. So I assume these are like student rentals, probably.
I don't know who he rents them to.
Yeah. It doesn't matter, really.
I don't know if he's got some folks who want to live down in proximity to the beach, but it's one of these early 1900s people probably coming for beach vacations in the summer, came there and rented a bedroom and a bath, and were able to enjoy the beach, and it hasn't changed in over 100 years.
You had 37 Dunhill, I think, included in that.
Yeah, that was another sale. That was a property that got rehabbed, much bigger lot.
Right, that's quarter acre.
It was another one. It wasn't, this one's tough to find comp sales for because they're so unique. So I picked out a few that were redevelopments in the area.
Right. Yeah, that was $819 for land sale for quarter acre. So compared to 0.06.
Yeah, exactly. It's tough to find that. 86 Front Street was the only one that got even close to it.
Okay, so that concludes 557 at 6:33 p.m. Moving on to 558 at 6:33 p.m. Address is 15 Pine Creek Avenue, SPC Properties, LLC, care of Don Mace. Town placed a value of $961,108. Ask amount of $800,000. Okay.
David. And that. It's essentially the same materials, except I narrowed it down even further because this is just land.
This is just land. There's
no building on it. So it's the same properties as the comps, which was 86 French Street and 1249 South Pine Creek Road. They sold, again, $565,000, $435,500. It's hard to find vacant comps around here, but these were properties that were used for their land. The big difference still between this lot and those two lots is that this lot is really encumbered by the fact that it's used as the parking for the other two. Mm-hmm. So whereas the other comps really don't have a restriction in the sense that, you can knock them down and build new houses on them, this one would be restricted by the fact that it's got to provide the supporting parking for the 1397 and 1387 South Pine Creek Road. So,
is there like a deed restriction?
There's no restriction.
It's
just a practical, I think, restriction on it that it's used and has been used as the parking. I think also, because those two lots obviously don't have compliant parking because they They don't have any parking on them.
Okay.
In reality, I think you would have to redevelop all the pieces for anything to actually be done.
Right.
You know, because you wouldn't take away the park. I mean, that's a multi-family. You know, that's 7 units in total that rely on this lot.
Right.
I included in there. That's the planning and zoning agenda.
Okay.
I just included it on there because it showed that 1249 South Pine Creek Road is up for redevelopment. So again, it was bought for its land.
Got it.
And the same thing happened with 86 Front Street. So I highlighted it there at the end, but you could see.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah, I highlighted it there at the end. And you can see if
Got
you read
it.
the description, it says it proposes to demolish the building that's on it, on 1249 South Pine Creek Road, and then construct a single family.
Got it.
So it's
Okay.
it was bought as a development lot.
Right.
Which is what this is a vacant lot, so it would be bought for that purpose.
Yeah, I suppose,
Along with the other two.
somebody could build a heck of a house combining all 3 of these lots together, but don't know you get the value out of it.
I mean, it's going to be interesting how this thing gets rebuilt in the future.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is an interesting one.
Yeah,
they're
because
kind of
there's no 4-family.
they're kind of tied up with each other too.
Yeah, there's that one, condo property that's down at the end of South Pine Creek Road.
But it's different because they have
That's totally
parking
different.
for the condo.
Right, the whole thing, right. Otherwise, there's no 4-family or 3 families near this property, so it's a little bit of a tricky one in that sense. We only got one more.
Okay, so that concludes number 558 at 6:37 p.m. And now we have number 870. The time is 6:38 p.m. 1165 Fairfield Beach Road. John Pierre Nagelli and Nancy Leibowitz Nagelli. The town placed a value of $3,354,649. Ask amount of $2,800,000.
I'll give you the affidavit.
Okay.
Then, if the first one was an argument about it being two separate lots, I think this one has an even stronger argument. It's got 2 separate deeds, so what I'll give you is, there's a bunch of materials I'm giving.
So was this one actually, like the other one, was it dealt with as 2 separate lots in the past?
Not only that, it was transferred in 2 separate deeds for 2 separate prices. So it wasn't done in one transaction. One was done for $2,140,000, and then the other one was done for $600,000. So I'm giving you.
So I only have when I pulled it up, I had the sale amount of $2,140,000.
Right, which is this lot. Which if you look at, so this is $2,140,000. It's bounded on the south by Long Island Sound, and then on the north by Fairfield Beach Road.
Okay.
So that's the one that sold for $214,000, and then you have a separate deed for a different price that's bounded by Pine Creek and southerly by Fairfield Beach Road.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So it's 2 separate deeds.
Like one of those parking kind of
except
lots.
this
it
one
could be buildable.
No, this one is buildable because this one I'm going to show you.
What was the sale price on that one?
The other one was $600,000. The other case. So
around the same time.
Yeah, they were transferred on the same day.
August 23rd, 23. Okay.
Yeah, August 23rd, 23, right. I went myself and applied to zoning, and what you can see on this plan, This is a plan for a single family
Mm-hmm.
on the property across the street, and you can see it's just this one. It doesn't include, this is the other property. So
Okay.
this right here is 1165, and then this is 1170. It doesn't even show 1170.
So they are two completely separate
Separate.
properties. You don't need to subdivide it or anything.
Well, yeah, and that's why I included this too, because this was a variance I received from Zoning Board of Appeals, and what you can see on it is it says permission to construct a FEMA compliant single family dwelling.
What's the address of the one across the street?
1170.
1170 Fairfield Beach Road.
So that's our main argument, is that these are separate pieces.
Yeah, it's funny it doesn't come up.
No,
like,
it got merged. But I mean, I have the approval, and this, just so you know, this was, where's the date here on this? The effective date was July 11, 2025. So it's not like this, I got this 5 years ago. I got it in July.
That's weird. So that, you said 1170?
Yeah, you can see it here, 1170, yep. So it's another one. It's like, it needs to be split first, and then we have an argument of value. Just because we're here for a tax appeal hearing,
right.
I did the same thing. I put two comps in. This property is 4,091 living area. It's 10,000 square feet of land.
Yeah, like 0.2 acres.
They bought it for 2.14 in 2023, August 2023. It's got a grade of B-.
Mm-hmm.
I gave two comps which have B+ and A, so they are better grade houses. They're on larger lots, and one of them is smaller. The other one is just slightly under the size of the subject comp. And so they sold for 3.2, both of them just around 3.2 million. And we're at 3.354. So we're above what their comps are, even though they're better grade houses on larger lots. And just so you know,
that lot's the same size. 1255 Fairfield Beach Road is 0.2 acres also.
Yeah, well, if you look at
you
the
got a
square
couple
footage,
of
it's close.
square- couple of
11,000. Yeah, it's
85 square feet.
The other one is 13,840. So that one's like 2,800 more square feet.
Okay, yeah, that's 18. Pine Creek. Oh.
All waterfront properties. So I mean, the main thing is that it should be two separate lots, but then on top of it,
Right. So that's 0.3. Okay. Yeah, I mean, the one thing I'm trying to understand in that one is like if they paid between the two parcels together, they paid 2.74 in August of 23. Then you're saying that it only right, which is a lot, but 2.8, might be a little generous, like in 2 years.
Well, but the other thing I think you got to look at is when you separate them,
right?
Then it's going to drive this lot area way down.
Mm-hmm.
So this was 2.14, but it was for, I don't know how big that one side would be,
right.
But it would probably, this thing is.
Yeah, it gets weird because you can't just go by the land square foot because of the way they do the way it gets curved on the square footage because the larger lot gets they start with the buildable lot, and then additional land beyond the buildable size is valued a little lower.
Well, and this makes it.
That's
this
why
makes
those
both
Greenfield Hill
undersized.
houses,
Yeah.
like the value, land per square foot is worth a lot less.
Well, less. Yeah. Well, this one, when you do that, so this I know because I have it here on the site plan actually. The lot across the street's like a little over 3,000 square feet. So what it would split this out to is basically like 7,000 for the main and then 3,000 for the
Right. So
small.
they're going to be very
so they
small
both
lots.
end up becoming non-conforming lots.
Right.
And so, and then considerably lower than these two.
Right. Okay.
All
All right. That makes sense.
So those are all. There's a lot of materials on that one, but I gave you the deeds, I gave you that approval, I gave you the plan,
Okay.
and everything on it. That's it.
Great. Okay. So that concludes number 870 at 6:46 p.m. And that is, I guess, everything
For me,
for Chris Russo.
I think so. I don't think I have any.
I think, nope, that's the end.
Okay.
Let's see, I didn't think I had that many more, but I guess I did. Unless they added more to my box than I knew that. No. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Nice to meet
Appreciate
you.
your time. Good luck with the rest of them.
Okay.
Hi. So, welcome. My name is Neil Fink. I'm one of 9 members of the Board of Assessment Appeals.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you for coming in today. I'll be hearing your appeal today. Your hearing is also being recorded through the phone here.
Okay.
There's a few administrative things we need to go through, and then I'll hear your appeal. So the current time is 6:49 p.m. This is appeal number 899. The address is 118 Massachusetts Avenue. The homeowner is Francis Colbus. Colbus. The town placed a value on your home of $538,220. You're requesting that be reduced to $350,000. Is that all correct? That information?
Yes, well, it seems like the values have gone up so
They did.
so much,
Right.
so.
They did, but also,
But the house hasn't changed.
right.
Supposed to be at 300,000. Oh,
Well, were you asking it to be
Yeah.
300,000 or
300.
350? You can change that now if you want.
yes, yes.
Okay.
Because,
And what was it originally? I know it was reassessed in I guess, 2025. They did, was it?
Well, this is the 2025.
No,
assessment.
that's the old one. Okay.
So in 2024, let's see, what do I have? 2024 here.
2025, of course.
I don't have the amount of the previous year. I'm sorry. But just so you understand, just because the value went up doesn't mean that your tax from this much. It doesn't mean your taxes are going to go up that much because they adjust the mill rate.
Mill rate.
I know, but
It's projected to go way down.
You think
Yeah.
so? Or
Yeah,
they're going to increase that at least?
Well,
Maybe less than what they would normally
Right.
do.
okay. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not my purview, so
Yeah,
I'm just
I
saying
know.
the first selectman has announced a projection of
But
what the mill rate will be.
excuse me, we want to keep that lower so we can have the rent affordable.
right.
Because we have a two.
Okay. I apologize. Let me just finish this part, and then
Okay.
we'll hear your hearing. So, I need your name if you're going to participate in the hearing.
Casimir.
A-A-S-I. M-I-R.
Yes.
I.R. The same last name?
Yes, Colbus.
Yes.
D-U-S. Colbus. Okay. I need you both to sign here that the information is correct.
And this is both 116 and 118 Massachusetts Avenue.
Yeah, that's where the full address. No, address is 118. Usually
it's taxed, I guess, as 118.
Yeah,
Let me
118,
just double
yeah.
check to make sure that that's correct.
That's gonna put it one number in there. Which one I have to sign?
You can sign right next to. Yeah.
Next to it?
Yeah.
I mean, that's her.
Okay. Yeah, it's all taxed as 118 because there is no
Yeah.
116 in the computer.
This one, and this side.
Yeah, you can sign right here. It's fine. And then, because this is a legal hearing, I need to swear you in for the hearing. And then we'll begin. Okay, if you can both raise your right hand. Raise your hand.
You gotta get sworn in.
Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Okay. Okay, so now the rest of the time is yours to explain why you
Okay.
believe that the proper value of the home should be $300,000. And what this represents is really if in October of 2025, if you were to sell the home, that you believe that that's the value you would have received.
Yeah.
And I apologize. I'm going to ask you to do one more thing because we changed this number. If you can initial there as well, just so that everyone knows that I didn't just change that on my own. Okay, thank you. Okay. So, and I'll just take some notes of what, whatever, argument or explanation you have. So, and I understand that, what you wrote here, that you're, senior citizens and want to keep your taxes low and you want to keep this is a rental property, I guess.
It is,
you want to
and it's
keep it
extremely
affordable.
small
Right.
rental. And, they're very small rooms, and we're limited to the number of people who could live there. One person is about it.
Where can you find rent now for $950?
Yeah, not many places,
But
I guess.
we cannot get much more than that for the rent because it's that small.
Right.
And this is the older German lives,
Upstairs. I mean, we don't want to lose the tenants because
he has no place to go. It's about
and it's an affordable rent for him.
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, the house hasn't grown. It's still
Right.
very
No,
small.
I understand, but I'm sure you also understand that the market has gone up a lot, and that if you were to sell the house, that it has a certain value, even if somebody were to buy it just for the land alone,
Exactly,
it would
and that's
probably
what they would
be
buy
worth
it.
over $400,000.
I don't think 400 because that's what, maybe 50 by 100.
Right.
Maybe slightly less.
I mean, that's what the town is saying.
Yeah.
It's like 431 for just the land itself.
Yeah, the land, especially Fairfield, it is expensive.
Right.
Yeah, but now we're not selling. I mean, we want to keep it, but you have to make some money
Right.
to pay for the tax and upkeep.
Mhm.
Maintenance is very.
Plus, you have to pay for insurance for the house,
We have to
which is a
install
lot of money.
heating system on the second floor.
Right.
No one because the old one.
And as you know, all the insurances are going up, and so when you figure it all out, I mean, the insurance is going up. How much for this house?
Right.
It's about 2,000 went up.
Right.
2,000.
So, yeah, I mean, so if we were to look at it, and I'm not an expert on it, but if we were to look at it the way we look at a commercial property, in terms of, how much do you generate a month on the rent? Then you said 900
Yeah.
for each of the apartment.
Yeah.
You have 2 apartments.
Yes.
But that, what you collect now for the maintenance.
Right. So it's
insurance,
about $1,800 a month for rent, and then your carrying costs
And
or.
how much,
So-
much is left?
So what would you say your
You
monthly costs are then to carry it?
Then we have, what else do we pay? Well, the maintenance for the land, lawn, snow removal.
Oh, yeah, the removal, you keep up, but like,
We-
whatever goes down. if
We
heating
pay the
system,
water, they don't pay.
The boiler goes off, the
We gotta
water heater
replace
goes
that.
off.
Mhm.
It's unbelievable.
Right. No, I understand. But do you have an estimate of what you think it costs you per month or per year?
It's
To,
about
Never really-
10,000, I would say.
per year.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Like with insurance and all
Yeah,
the
Oh,
expenses.
insurance this year is going up
They
a couple of $1,000.
charge more money for the old house, 2 family, than the single family.
Right.
Somebody.
Yeah.
But 3,000, no, more than 3,000. This is some, they call, because not too many insurances, the company, they want to insure, multiple family
Right.
dwelling. So they, whatever they have, but they charge twice amount than single.
Right. And there aren't a lot of similar properties in Fairfield either, so it's hard to compare.
Not cheap either, but the 2 family are unbelievable.
Right. So, okay.
That's this year went up.
Right. But like I said, I mean, the average home this year went up between 40 and 60%.
Which is crazy.
But
I
they have to adjust the mill rate accordingly. I mean, they can't just double everyone's taxes. So,
Oh, no.
that's what I'm counting on for my own a house in town too. So,
especially, seniors.
right.
I don't make any money. She's still working.
Mhm.
She's not supposed to work, but she's at work
Right.
in the UB,
Okay.
So
No, I understand. It's not easy.
to pay for that and all the things. Well, you have to do whatever has to be done. But if they give you a little bit, leeway for seniors.
Right. I mean, they do also have, I don't know if you've ever looked at it, there is a senior tax relief program in town, but I think that's only for primary residents. I don't think that's for rental property.
They don't give you too much, no.
No. I mean, it's based on income, and it's based on income and assets.
Yeah, so if I work, it's against me.
Yeah. So, okay.
But I have to work because I have to pay the bills.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you don't have any other, additional information.
Nepos Road also for our primary residence.
Okay. I don't think I have that
You
one.
don't
Do
have
I think you should have.
You should have both.
That might have been scheduled differently.
Yeah, and 7 o'clock.
That might be with somebody else because I don't have that. I don't have the file here, so it might be scheduled with one of the other people here. Kind of.
Okay.
We have 900 something of these, so it's kind of.
Yeah, but when people have their dwelling and they have.
So you live on Nepos.
Yeah.
Okay, I live not far from there. Okay, so in terms of the process and the next steps, so I'll present your petition and the notes that I've taken to a meeting of a majority of the board members. There will be a deliberation and a vote, and then you'll be notified of a decision of the board within 7 days of that meeting. If your appeal is denied, you can come back again next year and reappeal. If you're granted a reduction of any amount, you cannot appeal again until the next revaluation, which is in 4 years from now. If you disagree with the board's decision, you can take the next step, which would be to appeal in court, and instructions on how to do that will be in the letter.
We'll be dragging.
I understand. I just have to tell you all the rules. I'm just the messenger. So I thank you for your time, and I wish you luck.
Thank you for your time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. So that concludes Appeal 899. The time is 7:03 p.m. Okay, so welcome. My name is Neil Fink. I'm one of 9 members of the Board of Assessment Appeals. I'm going to be hearing your appeal today. Your hearing is also being recorded through the phone here. The current time, there's a few things I need to do just for the record here. Okay. So the current time is 7:07 p.m.
But you know everything about my house, right?
No, not yet. But wait 1 second. I'll tell you when it's time to start that part.
I just try to...
This is appeal number 900. The address is 3 Pierce Street. The homeowner is it Kupek or Kupiec? Anna Kupiec? Okay. The town placed a value of $796,800, and you're asking that be reduced to $382,200. Is that all correct?
You know what? I put this number because...
You can explain why. You can explain why in a minute. I just need to know if that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay. So before we begin, I need to swear you in for the hearing. If you can raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
So help me God.
Yes. Okay. And now I just need to ask you to sign here that I reviewed the information that's on the sheet. Right here. And that, just confirming that the address and all the information is correct and that you were in fact sworn in. Okay, so now this is your time now to explain why you believe that the proper value for your home should have been $382,200.
I put this number.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Okay. So what you really...
I am lucky when they want my house so
right.
badly that they bother me and bother me and bother me.
Okay. Just so you understand what what the town is targeting is what would as of October 1st of 2025, what would your house have sold for if you were put it on the market for a competitive sale? I will tell you, like those postcards, like we all get them in town.
No.
Nobody ever really buys them for that number. So it's helpful, if you have any information about, other sales in your neighborhood or anything like that. It's helpful. Okay, yeah, I have that sheet for your house. Okay, yeah, and I can see your house is
like I said,
nice
I have no idea how I can approach that, but I felt like my house really need, I will say maybe not improvement, forget improvement one thing, but maintenance. And I am what I need really is for the house. I have rental, right? My first floor is my tenant.
Okay.
And my furnaces are actually old. I need to change them. The windows, 25 years ago, my boyfriend changed windows on our apartment.
Mm-hmm.
But the first floor, I don't know how the windows are. They are wooden with this old-fashioned,
right.
way of them down. And my neighbor my tenant.
Mhm.
She lived there before I moved.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So to tell you the truth.
So she's been there a long time because you bought the house in '99, I guess. Yeah.
And she lived there before when the guy was selling the house. She moved because she was afraid that she will be removed or whatever. Then somebody else lived there for a year or two, and when they moved, she begged, please, I want to come back because she has kind of memory with this house. She lived there with her husband, and he did some jobs for there, and you know, she wants to live there anywhere, of course. So you can imagine 25 years. She just covered the windows, and she has no problem. She never mentioned that she wants new windows. But my new windows, this year, when the winds are blowing, my blinds are moving, so it's how poor these new windows are anyway. So I say, forget first floor windows. My windows should be changed too. Anyway, furnace windows, you know, and I thought like for 700 really, that's kind of, I like it. I like the number, but it's really this house worth 700. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you.
Right. Yeah, I was just looking to see if there was anything.
I know that's important for tax purposes, but I feel a little bit about how with that really. I would like to change this furnace because every year I put a lot of money to fix them. Always something breaks. And it's really time to do that. So, shoot. I really don't know what I can tell you, how we can. The number I put is kind of number like, you know.
Right. I was just looking to see if there were any, you know, sales of similar sized homes in the neighborhood, because because of the, I guess because you have the rentals, the house is quite big.
It is quite big, and you know,
there's yeah, I mean, like there's a house on Delwood Avenue.
You know what is, I will say, big minus. I like the house. I like the place. If I could put some money in that and fix this, what it needs to be fixed, it's okay. The yard here is the wetland.
Okay.
This is the little yard, and my neighbor here on this corner right here is the former factory.
Oh, okay.
And somebody bought it. The point is that my yard is little in the down. It's what is it? You know, their yard is higher.
Right, so the water runs off into your yard.
The trees are all over here on the side. But they think to do is to blow all the leaves. This is like on their line, the trees are on the line.
Right.
So whenever we clean it, but what they feel is to blow this on our yard. Garbage is falling. The owner said that he cannot fence it because the town forbids him to do that.
Oh, okay.
So everything is going down. This year I had to call cops because they pushed the snow right there. My enter is here.
Mm-hmm.
They push to. I probably could go by because they make the pile of ice. Of course, everything was falling on my yard.
Right.
So this is the minus all this. I mean,
Right.
like I said, you have to do what you have to do, but there are some kind of things, like I don't know how to deal with that. And one more thing, because this is the behind my yard is the wetland,
Mm-hmm.
and we don't have any fences here that are. So the people from the neighborhood feel like they can dump they think they don't need right there to this.
Right. So do you have wetlands on your property, or it's behind your property?
Let's say the line is going through my property.
Okay.
The wetland.
Okay.
So
Because it doesn't show any wetlands actually on your property.
You know what? Maybe I have some pictures if it helps us. I mean, this is probably kind of important because whatever, even town will deal with that. I even because I have a problem with these neighbors. I saw some of the festival was because it was not fenced. It's not fenced. Somebody would pull with the track of leaves and pull everything again. So I asked here how to deal with that. But let's see. This is the factory. They pull the ice, the snow, and everything fell on my property. And you see, this is how it looks. Let me see if I can show you the yard, the back, because here is the back. And here is this wetland.
Mm-hmm.
And the line is going here somehow like that.
I see.
And now, like you see, his yard is higher, so all the trees, I asked the guys who were blowing the leaves, I said, why you blow the leaves on my yard? We have to do maintenance as cheap as it could be. So,
right.
It has.
Right. Unfortunately, I mean, that's a problem with the neighbor. It's hard to,
you see here.
Consider that as a property value.
This is you see, and I came to the town because I really was suggesting because it's business.
Right.
It should be fenced, let's say, for neighbors' sake, for my sake. But she said, I promise the town I will not do because the point is that this land is not clean.
Mm-hmm.
It was, I think, some years ago, it was like maybe gas station or
contaminated probably land or something.
So, it's thousand things you can do to separate it.
Right.
It doesn't have to be, you don't have to drill 3 feet holes to do the fencing.
Right.
If you want to, but I mean, like I said, it's cute place. It's really, I love it. I love to live there, but it has some minuses. Forget that of course, the thing in the house you have to change.
Right.
I wanted to do it last year, so I got sick. Thank you very much. I don't tell you how much I pay for the doctor having good insurance.
Right. So, I mean, I'm just looking at that house. I mean, I'm looking here at other multifamily houses that sold in 2025 in the neighborhood,
And how much?
I mean, there's one on here. You can see, like, Dalewoods Avenue sold a lot, $950,000. It's 3,300 square feet.
You have to think this house is built in 1911.
Right.
So you can, so it's not like, the house built recently.
Yeah, this one's 1959.
Yeah.
So but there's, I mean, this one's a little smaller than yours on Halley Avenue for $750.
Look, this is the garbage.
1916. Oh no, I'm sorry.
Because this is
right. This is probably pretty similar to your house.
And it's
on Halley Avenue. That sold for here.
Yeah, you know what? Definitely the
and I mean, and that's mostly what the town is looking for.
Look at that,
Right.
And I am everywhere I'm going around picking the garbage because the people there, they don't care. And we have wild animals too. To show you.
Okay.
Coyote, I think I scared coyote. Coyotes are gone.
Right.
But it was there.
So, okay. We're going to have to, we're running out of time here. So.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
I don't know much how to deal with that anyway. So it's really.
I mean, the thing is that, when the town does the values, they're mostly looking at sales of similar homes. And, and when I look here, I mean, the other multifamily homes in your neighborhood, that's what they're selling for.
They have to consider that this is really old one. This house was in the middle of the street in the Kings Highway, and Texas Hill. The Meineke is up there. I don't know if you know the area a little bit, but it was moved from there.
Oh, really?
There.
Oh, wow.
House with the history. I mean.
It's interesting.
Yeah, it is. It's. But I am 85. Thank you very much. And
oh, wow.
I'm still working to try to try to.
Well, you don't look 85.
Oh, thank you. To try to manage,
Right.
But what I can tell you.
Okay. Well, let me explain to you the process of what happens next. So I'll present the information that you shared with me and, my notes to a majority of the board at an upcoming deliberation session for consideration and a vote. And then you'll be notified within 7 days of that meeting of a decision.
Because it involves taxes and amount less will help.
Oh, I understand. Of course, I understand. So if your appeal is denied, you can come back again next year and reappeal. If you're granted a reduction, then you cannot appeal again until the next revaluation, which is in 4 years from now. If you disagree with the board's decision, the next step you can take is to appeal your decision in court, and the instructions on how to do that will be in your decision letter. So, so that's the sort of next step process.
Can you give me an advice how I would be prepared eventually to have the points?
Right.
Should I?
Like I said, the most valuable thing for this process is to have, information about the, values of either similar homes in the neighborhood or neighbors' homes that sold or the value of the land or something. Because it's, the town is really looking at hard data and trying not to make an emotional decision.
Yeah, I understand. It's business.
Right.
I know nothing about business.
Right.
Anyway,
No, I mean, some of the things that you raised are legitimate issues, like in terms of, living next to a commercial property definitely makes it a less desirable
which,
home, and the, potential of contaminated land,
yeah.
Things like that. So, I will present that information to the board, and they'll take that under consideration. So,
Yes,
I
because
can't.
you have to deal with, it's not like your lit street property. You deal with a little bit with this. Matter of fact, this is the second time I had to call the cops because, you know, they don't hear too much about our lady. You complain, what are you doing?
Right.
Why are you doing that?
I apologize. We really have to wrap up because I have several more people waiting. So thank you for coming in.
Oh,
It's nice to meet
thank you very much.
Good luck with everything.
And it was nice to meet you.
Okay.
Have a good one.
Good. Have a good night.
You are going for somebody.
Thank you.
Okay. So.
That concludes appeal number 900. The time is 7:27 p.m. So welcome. I'm Neil Fink. I'm one of 9 members of the Board of Assessment Appeals. I'll be hearing your appeal tonight. I just need to go through a few things before we begin. The current time is 7:29 p.m. And again, I thank you for your patience. This is appeal number 953, and the address is 468 Sasko Hill Road. Jessica and John, is it Iluzzi or Iluzzi?
Iluzzi.
Iluzzi, okay. The town placed a value on the property of $11,844,812, and you're asking for a reduction to $8,050,000. Is that all correct? Okay. I need to officially swear you in for the hearing. If you'll raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. So now I'm just going to ask you to sign here, confirming that the information that we reviewed here is accurate and that you are in fact sworn in.
Sign too?
Yeah, you can sign. Okay, thank you. My part here. That's 30 tonight, and I still can't remember the date. Okay, so the rest of the time is yours, and just to remind you, the goal really is to justify why you believe that on October 1st of 2025, if you were to have sold your home, that it would have been for the value of $8,050,000. And I see it looks like you had an appraisal done, I guess. And I have a copy of that here.
Yes.
With Nora King. Add that to my notes here. Okay. And we have 3 addresses. There's 1316 Pequot. Just gonna pull some of these up. So I'm just curious, in addition to so I have all the data from the appraisal report. Was there anything else that you wanted to add in terms of, specifics about your home or how they compare to these that might not have been captured in the report? Or
Sure. I'll start and then you can jump in. Because as we were driving over, we're like, what's the gist of the situation? And I mean, I think overall it comes down to the fact that the algorithm that was used by the company came up with a gross overestimate of the value of our property, and we can guess that occurred because of a couple reasons. One of the reasons is that they did not give us any depreciation on our property, and as you can see in the in the appraisal and all of the pictures, there's been no work done on our property since we moved in that would justify that. So Nora rated it as average good condition, and I think what you said in the estimate, it's rated as an
Excellent.
Well, yeah. So if you look,
Yeah.
if you look at the property card, I think this is kind of
Yeah, it's rated as an E, excellent, which is kind of the top.
And so what's
grade.
interesting is like if you look at just to frame the scope, like our former assessment, and I know it's whatever. Our former assessment for the house was it looks here like roughly 1 point. For the dwelling is like 1.3, and they've raised the dwelling to 3.8 when no work was done. And like so, whatever they're doing for the algorithm,
Where
you do your previous assessment,
okay.
right? You see how like it's not just our land. Like a lot of the issue is the land has gone up by about 2.8 times, but also they increased the value of our house by 2.8 times.
Mm-hmm.
And so we didn't do any work in the house. Like you can see, there's no permits or anything taken.
Right.
And you can see in the pictures, like she has pictures, but what we did is just to give you kind of more color, like the stucco, a lot of work could be done on the stucco, a lot of the work could be done on the steps.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the windows for the side, here's the driveway. Like it's the value, they've kind of increased it to like an estate like concept. So they've increased it from what it was before to a higher designation, and they also only gave us a 10% depreciation, which is kind of hard to explain. Yeah.
And
so she says that in the appraisal, but she's very. I mean, it was an independent appraisal. She just alludes to it. In the submission, we submitted these kind of pictures, which are kind of highlighting the negative parts, admittingly, but.
And they changed the designation from colonial.
Well, I don't know. They did that at some point in time, but the value of our house, when it was, from 20 years ago, was it always kind of goes up a little bit, but for some reason this time they've done something that says the value of the house is up by like 2.8 times, which.
Yeah, so we don't really exactly understand why the algorithm came up with that, but it definitely is not based on the market, that's for sure. And then the other item that we
that's the house issue. Mm-hmm. So I think we kind of, and if you read her report, she kind of alludes to that. She says that we're an average or good, and a lot of the other comps that she when she did it, it was kind of funny because I thought she would choose comps on Sasco Hill Road. She said she wanted to really choose comps that were waterfront, and there weren't that many waterfront comps on Sasco Hill Road. Because when we did
are you on the water side or
on the water side?
Okay.
We're on the water.
So it's that is hard because a lot of Sasco Hill Road is not actually waterfront.
Has the views of the golf course, right?
Yeah. Right.
Everything, but
they're on the opposite. Yeah, they're on the opposite.
Here's your picture of the property.
So here's where the property is. So if you're going up Sasco Hill Road. It's before the country club. There's all these houses that are going down this road. Mm-hmm. Our house sits behind these houses. So it's a very tricky lot to determine the water frontage, because the water frontage is this, and it looks across the estuary to Harbor Road. Mm-hmm. But we don't really have views of either country club or the Sound, because we're behind all these other houses.
But they're calling us oceanfront.
Well, yeah. So the designation, it says, but they have an ability to adjust it. Like when we bought the house a long time ago, they did an adjustment where they said they kind of adjusted it for two purposes, I think, and I never knew exactly why.
Yeah,
but
they do a 75% adjustment for most of it.
But you see what happens? Like what's really interesting about that is that used to be, that's kind of the adjustment they did like a long time ago, where they did this.
Not actually for most of it,
for just a portion of it.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's only on. So originally, when they calibrated this, the excess land and the value of the main parcel were more similar. So when they did the 75% adjustment and the zero, I think, takes away this factor. So it's a pretty, you remove this factor, and it also has a 0.75. But the value of this now is so low relative to the normal parcel is 6.3.
Right.
And they're taking all the adjustment in the excess land, which it's not
right.
all
Yeah,
of
you've
it.
got a 0.9 on a large part of the parcel,
and so what I think is happening is what they've told us in the past when they've done it is they gave us an adjustment for a few things. One is here's the picture of the maintenance facility. That's here.
Okay.
Right? So they gave us an adjustment for having this maintenance facility right next to our house.
That's for the golf
They
course.
also gave us an adjustment, we think, because it's such a little, it's a trapezoid with the little thing here. But as time has gone on, the adjustment is only on the excess land side, and the excess land side becomes so little compared to the others. And I think it's,
You're trying to explain why that.
Yeah, I'm trying to explain the algorithm.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little opaque.
Yeah, and I don't know if you've seen or heard about the other sales on Sasko, but like there's a house that sold for $10 million recently, and it's like 4 times the size of our house, has an indoor swimming pool and an outdoor swimming pool. I mean, we don't have anything, so it's almost like ludicrous, but we're being told that our house is worth more than theirs.
Right.
Yeah, I think if you look at all the houses that even sold on Sasko, which is I think even kind of better for us, is as she's pointing out, I don't think any of the houses that sold in this on that aren't on like the point or something like that even sold for $11.88 million. And there's no way that our house is that's one of the
I want to
comps that
pull this one up.
I think that's, if you look at that one's here. So
that sold for $7 million.
Yeah.
It's a little bigger than yours. 8,000 square feet. Yours is around 7,000. That's 290 Sasko Hill.
Yeah.
That's 1,000 square foot larger. Got 2 extra bedrooms, 3 extra baths. Yeah, and that sold for $7 million in June of 25. And
she had that as a comp because that was water.
Right, and that was appraised at 7.8.
Yeah. And that's kind of an interesting, if you look at that one. So that one, I don't know if you know this area at all. So our house is here. These houses, 290. These are shared lots, right? So when the 290 for the $7 million also got these shared lots in this dock. So all this is kind of open. So it kind of has a much more expansive view than our property. So it's really kind of this. These two down here are shared parcels, right? That they all kind of group together. But it's I would say it's very similar, probably better views.
Right.
Depending on how you look at the fact that this is shared versus
not that
ours.
Long, skinny kind of trapezoid.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But we gave this diagram in our report. We gave this diagram and all the pictures that we had, and she has pictures in her appraisal as well.
290. I'm curious what she adjusted for 290 because that was.
Find it. Yeah, I could find it. It's near the front of the appraisal.
Oh, she adjusted 290 to 7.6 because the.
Yeah.
Oh, there. Yeah.
7.6, and you have it at like 7.8 or something like that.
Yeah, they never really explain exactly why. Like it's marked as an unqualified sale for some reason. It's like it was
It was,
'Cause
it was on the
sold
market, I
from
know that.
it was sold from like one private equity group to another like investor or something. It's kind of like unclear, I guess. It wasn't an arm's length kind of transaction. It wasn't, but whatever.
I know.
At least that's what they're saying.
Yeah, it was
I
on the
mean,
market
it was.
for a long time.
Yeah, I don't know. It's unclear why they label some of these as unqualified.
Yeah, and then that one, the really large one, what number is?
No, that's 640. But once again, she didn't include those.
Yeah, she didn't include.
She didn't want to.
Oh, you're talking about like the massive one,
Yeah.
that Brad Jackson?
No,
not
Brad.
Oh, okay.
Howard Soson's old.
Oh, okay.
You know the big capsule.
Yeah.
That sold for 10, and I think they put
Right.
it at 13.
Oh, okay.
And I'm saying,
It just
like,
sold last year.
Right.
You know, and so someone said, oh, that was a private sale, but it wasn't. That was on the market for like 7 years.
Oh, wow.
And we know the people who bought it, and they were like, no, it wasn't on private sale.
It was on the market
it was
for
a
7
family
years.
that bought it from the open market. So I don't know why the appraisal company left that one off as well, but I think that's the one that I think struck us because they're telling us that our house is worth more than something that just sold a few doors down.
Fill in the information for this one first, so I don't forget. Okay, yeah, so then 1099 Pequot is, yeah, so that sold for 6.8, and that's 11,000 square feet.
Yeah.
but those are also, the other interesting thing about that is I don't have a great, I did this a long time ago, but you can see those ones are kind of here. You can see the difference between where we're going kind of here and these, the comps that she chose, and I think she makes adjustments for it. I think she calls it like view differences or whatever. But when you're here and you're kind of looking out to the sound, that's kind of the quintessential view of either the country club or the sound.
Right.
We look really right across to the other houses. Like you can see that in our other than the.
Yeah, she didn't adjust. I mean, there's not like that 1099 Pequot. She doesn't make. It's not a significant adjustment. It's mostly for the square footage.
Yeah.
She doesn't do.
But she adjusts, and they've got a pool house and stuff. But I mean, the sale price was 6.8, and she comes to a value of 6.6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, she comes to a value of 6.6 on a house that's 4,000 square feet.
Yeah.
Bigger than yours.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, and that's why I think when we received this, we were kind of shocked that the algorithm came up with that number.
Yeah.
I think she said in her report that when a house gets really big, the additional square footage is not worth that much or something like that. So she didn't suggest it lower.
What was the address of the other one that you mentioned, the ridiculous one?
640. I think that's another example of a house being so big. I think that's how you possibly explain it.
Right, because people don't want to buy such a big house. I don't know.
Yeah, that was 10.4 million.
Yeah.
Now I think they have it at 13 or something like that. But even that, for that to be 13,
I'm just curious, what is the square footage?
Larger.
Yeah, what's the square footage on that one?
Let's see, it's like the utility that kind of pulls out the relevant information. A lot easier than reading the whole card on the computer. Yeah, almost 13,500 square feet.
Yeah.
With an outdoor pool and indoor pool.
Yeah.
But what is kind of difficult is that, you know, I think a lot of the people at Sasko Hill are complaining, but I think their assessment values are up like 2 times. What's weird with ours is both our house and our land are up 2.8 times.
Right.
We didn't do anything with the house, right? That's what's really,
right.
That's what finds it kind of
And-
jarring.
Right. And the challenge is, values around town legitimately were up like 40 to 60%.
Yeah.
So
if you
I'm all
wanna
the way
say-
up in the other side of town, like
Yeah.
up in North Stratfield school area.
Yeah.
Mine was up like 50%. And I know I could sell it probably for more. I shouldn't say it on the recording. I know I could sell it for probably more than
Yeah.
Yeah.
what the appraisal was. And we know that like the beach in Sasko Hill has probably gone up a little bit more, but not
Mhm.
2.8.
Not that much.
You know, maybe. Again, I shouldn't
Yeah.
like speak out of turn, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
it
I mean,
seems
and
a
I get
little
it, like the
excessive.
appraisal company has to come up with an algorithm that they hope would work, right? To come
Right.
up with market value, but I don't know, it just didn't work in our case.
Well, because I think it's such a unique,
Yeah.
it's kind of a weird property.
Yeah.
Like a long property with all these houses bordering you that block your views that way. But it still is waterfront. And, you know, I don't think their
It just doesn't
algorithm
adjust
takes
for
into
it,
account linear footage. I don't think so. Yeah.
I still know where it's coming from. Like we're looking at these other sales, and it's
Yeah. I mean, maybe the algorithm
Not
worked better for some
substantiated.
other
No,
houses on the street.
Yeah,
It
well,
just didn't
because
work
it
for
put the
us.
value of the house. If you look at the sales, what it did for those other houses, like Mike, look at what it did for 640. To calibrate it to the house,
but six.
they said the house was depreciated like 70%, right? or if you look at our neighbor,
Well,
which
they're
is really
saying
interested.
that the people who bought 640 got a bargain because they bought it in April, and in October it was appraised for $13 million.
Yeah,
Yeah, but not just that. It's the only way they got
they made
to
a
that,
lot of money.
The only way they got to that with the rest of the algorithm, if you look at what they, even to get to 13, they depreciate the value of the house
Right.
by like 70%. And so they did that. If you want to look at, do you want to look at 402? It's our neighbor. We don't have it as the as a comparable, but they sold during COVID at like I think around $6 million in 2021. And so for them, they said,
Right,
okay,
6.2.
yeah, 6.2, and they say the value is around 8. So what they do is their land is slightly higher than ours, right?
Yeah, their
Because they don't
appraisal's
have,
8.6.
yeah, and so what they do to kind of calibrate it to be close to where the purchase price is they say that the house depreciated. If you look at the depreciation of the house, where is it? Right, it's depreciated by 40% or 50. You know what I mean? So
Clearly the algorithm had to be adjusted to try to reach
because I think the land
sales
value
price.
is too high for
Yeah.
that.
It looks like what might have happened. It looks like they went to court in 2016. So they have to find a place to get to the value.
I know, but I'm
that
saying
the court
but I
set,
think,
so
but,
that's
but,
where they
yeah,
did
but I
it.
think they probably should have done the land more, and like my guess, right?
Right.
Because,
Or if they're going to depreciate,
And so-
the other
and so,
houses are
yeah.
to be depreciated.
yeah, something of that
Yeah.
to keep us more in mind. That's all.
So I don't know. Okay. All right. Well, I think I've got all the information. I mean, you guys did a pretty thorough job, and you have a good.
Do you have this?
Appraisal
Do you want to?
report.
This is what we wrote, and this is the pictures that I took. Do
Let
you
me
want
make
that
sure
too?
I have everything. I don't think I have
Because they have their
anything
pictures, but
other
I just think
than
it's
the appraisal, so I can add that information
Yeah.
to
And we
it.
sent this in too.
yeah. But I
You
think we
did
should
send
have
that?
it
I don't-
so they have
Yeah.
a hard copy.
Um,
Is it on the front? You sent it as 3 different attachments, right?
Yeah.
I don't see.
That's frustrating, because this is a summary of our 2 issues, and these are the pictures that we added.
So let me attach it so that I have it when we do the.
Oh, yeah,
deliberation.
there's our. so
Oh,
these
that's here.
are- But
Okay.
these are.
Oh, no, there's
colors,
the
so you
photos.
have it, yeah,
Okay.
And that's the maintenance facility.
Yeah, okay. And I'm not gonna take it because everything has to get scanned in,
Okay,
so if
fine,
we already
fine.
have it,
Okay.
I don't want it to have to get scanned twice. So in terms of the next steps in the process, I'll be presenting all of this information to a majority of the board at an upcoming deliberation session. We're going to start deliberating in about a week. It's going to take us a while to get through all of them because we have 900 some odd appeals. But the goal, we do need to get through all of them, hopefully before the end of May when the new tax bills start to go out. If you're granted a reduction, then you cannot appeal again until the next reval, which is in 4 years. If you are not granted any reduction, you can come back actually again and reappeal in next year at this time. If you disagree with the board's decision, you can take the next step, which would be to go to court. And instructions on how to do that will be in the decision letter. So if you don't have any other questions or information, then that will conclude our hearing at
You good?
7:52 p.m.
For your last one for the day.
Unfortunately. Okay, this is appeal number 962. The current time is 7:55 p.m. This is for 270 Middlebrook Drive. The homeowners are Jason and Victoria Seward. The town placed a value on your property of $975,400, and you're requesting a reduction to $667,400. Is that all correct?
That's $675,000. It's
okay.
it doesn't, but yeah,
we can change it if you want.
It's fine. Keep it.
Okay. So just kind of was in such a rush, I glossed over the beginning. But I'm Neil Fink.
Jason,
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So I'll be hearing your appeal tonight, and I'll explain at the end that I'll then be presenting all of the information that you share with me to a majority of the board for a deliberation hearing. Just to get through the last administrative piece, I need to swear you in for the hearing.
Okay.
If you raise your right hand, and do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay. So now I'm just going to ask you to sign here that the information that we reviewed is correct, and that you were in fact sworn in. Okay, and now the rest of the time is yours to justify, why you think the correct value should be. You said 675. You want to adjust that too? Okay.
Yeah. And I will be submitting a document here outlining this.
Great.
Providing pictures of the items cited within my discussion here. Kitchen leaks, condition of the kitchen, condition of the bathrooms, general condition of the home, living room inclusive of a pool. But with that, I will provide these documents to you, and those will then go to the board. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be sharing all of this information with the board.
Perfect. Well, thank you. Thank you for your time here. Appreciate it. I'm here to appeal the assessed value of my home at 270 Middlebrook Drive with an assessment value that has been increased from $625,000 to $975,000. I'm trying really to align the assessed value with the actual market value and behavior of the market, not just an estimate. I complete this based on comparable sales and the condition of my homes with the picture cited there within the documents I've provided. Specifically, I have a direct comparable home on my street, 46 Middlebrook Drive, which sold on November 25th, 2025. for $811,000. To be clear, that property is in updated, move-in ready condition. It is additionally a colonial, more desirable than a Cape, with air conditioning. My home is not in that condition and would require significant updates, including the kitchen requires a complete remodel. The pool in the backyard has cratered and needs full replacement, as cited in the picture that I've provided. The bathrooms require updating, with the master bath leaking into the family room. I provided pictures of both of those. I have no air conditioning and heat. It's forced air. No central air. No central air conditioning.
So that would be a tough winter this year.
Yeah, apologies. And the heat is not forced air, requiring significant renovations to install any type of air conditioning. And I would use the term functional obsolescence. The roof and furnace are estimated to be over 30 years old. The living room requires updating. And I've provided supporting pictures in my submission here. So to be clear, the current condition of my home would not be deemed to be move-in ready and not comparable to a standard market assessment. A typical or rational buyer would discount for these items meaningfully. Based on the comparable sale and the condition differences of my home, I would approximate the value in a range of $650,000 to $700,000. Again, I think an appropriate assessment is $675,000. And for the reasons cited, I respectfully request the assessment to be reduced to reflect the market value and the current conditions of my home.
Okay. So just looking at the comparison to the other homes, I understand the colonial is a little bit more desirable, but the age of the home is pretty comparable. It's like 30 years newer.
And actually the conditions cited at that home are updated.
Right.
Updated kitchen, updated siding, I believe, there as well. There are other items cited there. And again, the colonial as well.
Oh, wait, no, that's
it does have a central air system, irrigation system, a newer roof. And so, again, I would characterize that as move-in ready, which mine does not qualify.
Yeah, they did new vinyl siding in 2024.
They also have gas there, central air.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, the only significant difference is it is 800 square feet smaller than the 1,400 square foot
size
home.
is one factor, but I would also say the condition level of updates are major drivers in value, and my home would require significant investments to match that from a comparability perspective.
Right.
So again, that's why, I'm comfortable with respect to the valuation from 650 to 700, which I think the midpoint of that is 675.
Okay. All right. So you just had the one comp. Was there anything else in the neighborhood?
I focused on comps in my appropriate comps in my neighborhood. That one was very much, again, to your point,
right.
It was constructed at a similar period with significant updates. So I would say on that basis, comparable, recognizing that that's move-in ready, which mine is not, as is cited in those pictures. And, I think also further supported by the underlying description of that property when it went to market, and it includes a kitchen, a new kitchen. And my kitchen is not, it requires, as I said, a full remodel.
Right.
Based on that. And I've provided the photos. I think you can see the cabinetry is not in good condition. It's in disrepair, frankly. I've had to reattach the cabinets to the wall. You can see that some of them are damaged, and I didn't provide all the damaged. And to the extent that you would like more pictures here to further support this, I'm happy to provide additional information associated with it. But I mean, at the end, again, I'm just trying to capture this. It's not moving, and
Right.
And again, if you're looking at what would be a good comp, again, in my neighborhoods, that's market value. It's what basically was done right around the time of the assessment. So I view that to be, again, strong supporting information, further supported by the underlying photos and underlying condition of my current home.
Right. I'm just looking to see if there's any other interesting ones. Like, there were quite a few sales in the neighborhood. Nothing else right on Middlebrook. It's hard to know without, because I don't have access to like MLS or anything, so I don't know what kind of condition they're in. Well, this was the only other Cape that came out was on Halls Highway for a lot of money for some reason. Oh yeah, completely renovated in October 25, new kitchen and bathrooms and everything.
And that's not my
What?
That's not my home.
Right now, I was wondering why it was.
And I'm just saying that. I mean,
it sold because it sold in November of 25 for 1.4 million. I was like trying to figure out why.
Yeah. Fully renovated and moved in.
Yeah. 2,400 square feet, so a little bit bigger than your house. And, it's a large piece of land also. It's like a full acre. So, yeah, it's not that comparable. So I was just curious if we could find any other relevant sales. Everything else that had all close to are all colonials, which not directly comparable.
Yeah. And I did provide a picture of one of the bedrooms. Again, I'm happy to provide, but they're dormers, right? So they feel
right.
a little bit closer, more claustrophobic.
Yeah,
and again, I understand the square, but it's obviously that's one dimension.
Right.
It being a colonial, that's another dimension of it. And
right, but on the second floor, square footage on a Cape is not like as valuable as the second floor square footage of a colonial. I understand fully.
Exactly.
So, okay. So, all right. Was there any other information or anything you wanted to share before we?
I don't think so. Again, I feel like the strong market comp. I provided photos. Is there anything else you need or?
No, I don't think so. I think, provided good information and photos and everything. So in terms of the next steps, I'll be presenting this information and the notes that I took and everything to a majority of the board for a deliberation session and a vote.
Okay.
You'll be notified within 7 days of after that vote takes place. It is going to take us a little while to get to all of those. If your appeal is denied, you can come back again next year around this same time. If you're granted a reduction, you cannot appeal again until the next reval, which is in 4 years. If you disagree with the board's decision, the next step you can take would be to appeal the decision in court, and instructions on how to do so will be in your decision letter.
Okay.
So if you don't have any other information or questions, then we're all set.
Okay. There's nothing else I can provide as sort of support or?
I don't think so. I mean, the only, if there were other comps or something, but, we looked and didn't, I don't think there was anything else, compelling that I saw.
Okay.
If you found something else.
No.
If you found something else that you found really compelling in the next 24 hours or so, you could bring to the assessor's office and have them add it to the file, but I don't.
I mean,
I think
again, I'm
that
looking
when
at
you-
the count, and I feel like
Yeah.
that's move-in ready, and yeah.
Right,
And
and
in the same neighborhood,
it's
I think it's
Yeah, I mean, it's
arguable.
the neighbor, so, yeah.
It would be difficult to come up with a better count than that.
Okay.
Yeah, but again, if additional pictures and whatnot are needed, I'm happy to.
No, I don't think that's necessary.
Okay,
So, okay.
okay,
Well, thank you for coming in.
thank you.
And,
No, thank you, Neil, I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And just wondering, and I just, with respect to when I hear, will there both be an email and something in the mail?
I don't know, I know the official thing comes in the mail. I don't know if they'll be emailing as well.
Okay,
If you don't hear anything, like, I'd say, like, towards the end of April, you could check on the assessor's website. You know, look up your, field card and see if there's anything on there, or you could check with the assessor's office.
okay.
I can't promise it'll be by the end of April, but some will
No,
start to pop up.
And that's where I am. I just don't want it to happen and me not to have some.
Right.
Somebody.
No, I mean, they have to be done before the new tax bills go out, so, you know, at the end of May,
End of May,
June,
okay.
so.
Okay. Neil, thank
All
you
right,
very much.
thank
for
you
your
very
time.
much.
Really
It was
appreciate
nice to meet
Yeah,
you.
very nice to meet you as well.
Thank you.
I think you're finished now.
Time is 8:09 p.m. That concludes Appeal 962. So, this is Appeal number 554. The current time is 8:10 p.m. Welcome. My name is Neil Fink. I'm one of 9 members of the Board of Assessment Appeals. I'll be hearing your appeal tonight, and I'll explain at the end the next steps, but I'll be taking down all your information and presenting it to a majority of the board at a future meeting. Just a few administrative things before we get started. This is appeal number 554. The address is 104 Shoreham Village Drive. The homeowner is, or property owner is Sean Kelly. The town placed a value of $978,540. You're requesting a reduction to $625,000. Is that all accurate? Okay. I'm just going to ask you and to swear you in for the hearing. If you'll raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do. There was one typo, but I do,
Oh, a typo where?
on what I handed into you guys.
Oh, okay, we can correct that.
I noticed
If you can just sign here that the information that I reviewed with you is correct and that you were in fact sworn in. And just take care of that. Okay. So now the rest of the time is yours to present your case of why you feel the value should be $625,000, and it's essentially, you know, representing what you believe the property would have sold for on October 1st of 2025. And I think you shared a lot of information that you sent in.
Yep.
If there's anything new that you didn't send in, let me know so I can add it to the file.
I can add anything. Anything here, I'll give to you.
Okay. I just don't want to, if you know what's here, I don't want to end up with duplicates just because it all has to get scanned in, and if we already have it, then it just keeps things simpler.
I think
Okay.
we'll talk first.
Okay.
So that's my house,
Okay.
right here. That's my house.
Got it. Okay.
This is the Circle Hotel.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The house right here, which is on post,
Mm-hmm.
sold last summer for $460K.
Okay.
And so I made a note of one of the notes was the first page of my notes is I think on the next page, and it starts somewhere.
Okay. So that's 321 Post Road. Okay.
Yeah, that sold in the summer. The house right next to me sold maybe
92 Shoreham.
Yeah, 92 Shoreham. Sold for $625,000 in I think 2023.
Okay.
Okay. They're both bigger and they have more bathrooms.
Mm-hmm.
Just to be aware of that. The west neighbor is the 441 Post.
Right.
which now has 2 approved through planning and zoning to build a mixed use, which from my side of the street, from my view, would be 5 stories high. And then there's a typo. If they do the 830G, it's 6 stories. I said 7 on the paper, and that was a mistake. So essentially, this is the Google Maps.
Right.
That property line, my house would be right under the tree right there.
Okay. So you'd be backing up to it.
No, this is my house.
Right.
On a hill. This is all ledge. It looks like a cape, but it's a split level.
Okay.
It's not a, the living room, dining room, and then you go up backwards.
Okay,
bed,
so like front to
two-bedroom,
back, kind of
and then there's a very small attic upstairs that's finished. The basement is partially ledge, so like if you go in I sit right in ledge. If you throw a shovel in my ground, you're going to hit ledge quickly.
Okay.
This is the current view from my back porch of the diner, of the hotel. The proposal that they have is to run the whole entire length of the property line. So that's my house. That's the Post Road house. This is Post Road here, and 30 feet off the property line. If it's the mixed use, this is the drawing of the mixed use, it would be 5 stories on the back side. So this whole corner is 5 stories. If it was the 830G property, it would be 6 stories. And I can you links or anything like that?
No, I'm pretty familiar with it as well. Okay.
So this is the picture kind of just turned towards their property. There's a stone wall here that is the border. So essentially, if you were standing here and just turned rotated to the west.
Right.
That's how far back that when you look at the building that's there. So this is all pretty much open space currently. They're going to go all the way to 30 feet back and 30 feet back.
So it's basically going to be 30 feet from your
property line. And it will run the whole silhouette of my property line because there's a step. So here you see it from 120 it drops back, but then again it juts back out. So it runs the whole length of the west side of the property line.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? So if you were to look this way, even here is a property line, and you're still going to see building that's 5 stories high.
Right.
Do you want to know about how far things are currently? So, like if you were at my property line to where the hotel is, the building, let me show you the picture of earlier. That building's 90 feet essentially from the property line. It's now going to be 30.
Right, and it's 2 stories, not 5 or 6.
Yeah. So they do architectural math. So they're going to take out all the ledge. So one is the construction, all this ledge, they have to take out the ledge too. Essentially that's the profile of the building. That would be the mixed-use profile compared to what it is now.
Right. But you're looking at something significantly taller in your yard.
This is architectural scale. One of our people on our planning on the neighbor's side is an architect, and she did this. That's essentially her house, equivalent to the current mixed use.
Right.
And that's the 830G, which is an extra story high compared to her house. I can go on for a long time if you have any questions on this.
No, I understand.
And so I think that's gonna affect my property value. It'd be amazing.
Well, for sure. I mean, I'd imagine that now that until something's approved, it's even affecting the property value now.
And I think you could make a case that, here I showed you, if there's any of the pictures that you want that I don't have, and I'll gladly hand them to you again.
Yeah, I'm just looking to see that I have everything here.
I didn't know what you wanted, so.
No, but more.
You probably didn't have this. You probably didn't have that. And then I don't know if I gave you the floor map.
These are other comps, I guess.
Oh, so then I go into other comps, so that's the second part.
Okay.
That's not anything to do with it. This house sold for $460, and so the question was, did the price get decreased, or did it just the approval of the price get decreased? Because the one was approved in the May-June timeframe, and the other one was approved late June. This house sold in 2022 for $395,000. So the fact that 2022 and 3 years later this only went up to $460, I think there's some depression went into that because they're very
when everything else was going.
Those are very
40 to 50%.
Those are very similar houses. And then I asked my real estate agent for comps.
Okay.
My pictures didn't turn out well, so.
So the pictures here seem.
I might have given you the good ones. So.
Yeah.
Okay, good. They turned out. I maybe just copied them.
Okay.
She pulled six three bedrooms that vary in price, and I kind of listed the prices on as my different appendixes.
Right.
But the average would be 562 for them of the 6 3-bedrooms. My house is technically a 2-bedroom. And, this is similar lot size, similar size houses are close. And those were all very around the date that you wanted it to be around.
Okay.
And then there were 3 2-bedrooms that were also listed on that. And the average of those were 629.
Okay.
And 2 of those are actually south of Post, the Alden Street, Alden Street, were south of Post, and they were also flat lots. So, if you're going to tear a house down, you don't want to have something on a ledge on a hill.
Right.
If you're going to do a flip. Or my house would be very hard to flip.
Right. That's because of all the ledge.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. All right.
I can make you laugh. Can I make you laugh?
Sure.
I might be the first person to do this, by the way. I did this at Planning and Zoning, so that I didn't do it just for you. That's the current circle binder. That's my house.
Okay.
This is to scale, the 3D printed. So that's where the building is now compared to my house, the distance. You can get a ruler out and everything goes
right.
That is what's going to come. That's what's coming.
Wow.
I'm built into the ledge, so the garage is there. That's the size of my house. That's Michelle's house. right there. So just to get a feel for what we're gonna have to deal with. Even just the shadow, they say the shadow's not gonna come across the building, but
Right.
I think it's gonna come across the building.
I don't think I've been through it. It's pretty good.
Did anyone bring in a 3D model?
What?
Did anyone else bring in a 3D
You
model?
are the only one bringing a 3D model.
Yeah, and if you watch the videos from planning and zoning, this is got presented.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
again,
Wow.
I don't think my house is worth $1 million with this thing coming. I
No.
don't think my house is worth $1 million just with the comps, but
Right.
add this into it. One of the ways they got this through zoning was a special permit, and one of the things on special permits is I don't know the exact verbiage, but I'm going to come close to it. Essentially says you cannot do a special permit if it adversely affects property values of the neighbors.
Okay. And so the neighbors tried to fight it and were not successful, I guess.
They don't believe it's going to affect it. I think it's going to.
Right.
Like, realistically, it's going to.
Well, we supposedly have this moratorium on the 830G, but we'll see if that sticks.
This got in the.
Oh, is that before the moratorium?
So they asked for a special permit for the mixed use.
Mm-hmm.
It's zoned for probably 100 units. And the hammer, they have a hammer of 830G.
Mm-hmm.
So they said either give us the mixed use, which is now it's 250 apartments and 110 hotels and the diner stays, or it's somewhere in the 450 range. It's special for the 830G.
Wow.
So, I don't know what else to say. I think the first thing, I think just even without even talking about that, I think there's reasonable numbers to say that the number is high.
Okay.
But I appreciate you taking some time. I'm not going to believe it.
All right. No, I appreciate you providing so much detail.
Was there any here? I'll let you look at the pictures and tell me if there's.
I mean, if you have an extra set, I'll take it. Unless you need any of that.
No, I can print it off.
Okay, just so you understand in terms of the next steps on this, I'll be presenting your petition and all the information you shared to a majority of the board in an upcoming deliberation session and for consideration and a vote. You'll be notified of the board's decision within 7 days of that vote. If your appeal is denied, you can come back and reappeal again next year. If you're granted a reduction, you can't appeal until the next reevaluation, which is in 4 years. If you disagree with the board's decision, you can take the next step, which would be to appeal in court, and instructions on how to do so would be in your decision letter.
Okay.
So,
how long do you think it's going to be?
It's going to take a while because we have still some of these appeal sessions that go through, and then we have about 900 total. So we have a lot of hearings to get, a lot of deliberations to get through. So I would say if you don't hear anything by the end of April or so, you could check on the assessor's website and see if there's anything on your field card.
Okay.
And everything needs to be complete by the end of May before the new tax bills go out. So.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks for taking a couple minutes of my time.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming in and being very well prepared. It makes our job easier.
All right. Have a very good day.
Thank you. You too. That concludes appeal number 554. The current time is 8:30 p.m. That includes this session of the Board of Assessment Appeals, room number 2, for Monday, March 23rd, 2026. This is Neil Fink.